Welcome, everyone, to this briefing brought to you by the Israel Defense and Security Forum, IDSF. In Hebrew, our name is Abitchonistim. IDSF is the leading Israeli organization advocating for strong national security to defend the state of Israel. I am joined today by Colonel Gidi Harari, who is coming to us from up north in Israel. Colonel, thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Right now, the north is under attack. As we speak, maybe we could just start by you telling us what your day has been like and what is happening right now in the north of Israel.
Well, today it's one of those tough days that we are having. It started since the morning when the IDF had a airstrike on a car in Nabatea, which is about 25 kilometers north from here. And the strike was on an HVT, a high-value target, which was someone from Hezbollah, someone that was developing special weapons for them. He was killed, and a few civilians were wounded. And since then, they started shooting rockets all over the Galil, especially to this part of the Galil, because Nabatea is close to us. They've shot till now around 90 rockets into the Galil area from Mount Meron and to the east, Kiryat Shmona, the kibbutzim, the Misgav-Am, Kfar Giladi, and Bet Hillel, Mayan Baruch, and Shar Yeshub. So they've been shooting rockets, a lot of drones. Lately, they've started to use daily many drones, attack drones. We'll speak about it later, and it's going on yet. It's going on yet. Since we are now in the summer and everything is dry, so all the rockets that are falling on open areas, it's starting fire. And there is a lot of fire around us, and the firefighters are trying to fight it, but there is no way to finish it because it's really a very big area with fire now. But it will end during the night. I believe it will end. So this is the situation today. Sadly, I'm telling that in the last month or 2 months, it's been usual these days. First of all, they discovered or they understood that firing the rockets, it's not doing a lot of damage, because mainly these rockets are rockets that are not smart rockets. They don't have GPS. So most of them are to open space, or the Iron Dome is firing on them. So they understood that we have some weakness in finding the drones that they are shooting to us, because the drones, they are flying very slow relatively and very low. So it's difficult to detect them. And they are sending every day dozens of drones, attacking drones. Most of them without making any damage. But there are part of them that are making damage. 2 weeks ago, 2 soldiers were killed in Metula by one drone. And I think it was last week or the week before, that They managed to send the drone 35 kilometers inside Israel and to hit some military installation in the Golani junction. So the main issue today for the IDF is the drones, fighting the drones. We don't have yet a real good solution for it, because the fighting planes, they are too quick, and it's a little bit difficult for them to hit the drones. And I hope that in the coming weeks we'll find some solution. They are talking about solution. I'm for it, and I believe that in a few weeks we'll have some solution that it will not finish completely with the problem, but it will give us some solution. In our side, the IDF is increasing the attacks on South Lebanon. Most of the attacks by the IDF. And more and more attacks are aiming to high-value targets. I mean, commanders, field commanders in the area. And this is exactly what I think I spoke with you a month or 2 months ago, that one of the issues that Hezbollah is not anymore a guerrilla organization, and it's more like a small army or a militia. And this is giving us more opportunities to hit them, because they are acting like an army and not like guerrilla fighters. So they have the trucks that they are firing the rockets from the trucks. So you have to bring a truck, which is a big truck with 30 cannons that can fire 30 rockets in a time. And this truck, it takes time to put it in readiness to fire. So it's more easy for us to find them and hit them. And in the other way, they are firing more rockets in every time. But for us, it's starting to be a war, not against a guerrilla, but a militia, which is organized in battalions and brigades. And the IDF is aiming to hit the HVTs, the head of the brigades, the head of the battalions, the commanders of the Radwan force. Someone like the guy that was hit today, that was specialized in developing special munition for them. Or like last week that we hit the guy that was in charge of the rockets firing in the area of Rosh Hanikra. So we fired on his car and he was killed. But the problem is that all these back and forwards that we are doing with them, it's not bringing us to the point that we are doing something that will give them the understanding that it's better for them to stop firing. And sadly, I say that we are every day closer to the need to take the decision to make a terrain maneuver in South Lebanon. It's something that will be painful for us. hopefully for them more than us. And it might be developed to a complete war. But it looks today that this is the only way to change the balance and to bring them the understanding that if they will go on firing at us, we will bring destruction to the south of Lebanon. This is the situation today.
Colonel, thank you for sharing all of that. And thank you for joining us today, by the way. I know that you had no doubt a lot to do today, a lot on your mind. And if I could just share with our viewers what you had told me before we began about going into a safe room up in the north. Am I allowed to share that with everyone?
Yes, of course. Of course.
That you live in an area which it's so frequent, unfortunately, to have these red alerts and these rocket attacks that you no longer go into the safe room. It's just life is not viable like that. So it's a very difficult situation to live in. Thank you so much again for being there, for defending the North. Let me ask you a question. Has Israel been successful at all with degrading Hezbollah's capacity to attack, their numbers, meaning other than these kind of targeted hits? In general, is Hezbollah weaker now or stronger than the start of the war?
The issue is that they are not weaker because killing high target values, it's important, but it's not a game changer. And till today, they had something about 310, something like that, killed combatants from Hezbollah. This is not something that can change the game. So we are not there yet. We are not there because the only way that will be a game changer is by doing some terrain maneuver inside South Lebanon. Go on shooting both sides, each on each other. They have damages. They have damages in the north, in the Bekaa Valley, important targets that the IDF have been attacking with the Air Force. But it's not enough. It's not something that will bring him to the side that the cost benefit is against him. We need to do something which is really very strong in order to him, I'm speaking about Nasrallah, yes, he's the guy that is taking the decisions. In order to him to take a decision that, okay, let's stop this issue because we are not gaining anything. We are just losing. He's not paying enough. He's not losing enough. This is the bottom.
And for Nasrallah, what does he have to lose? Like, what is his weak point in terms of some point of introspection where he says, it's not worth it for me? Is there such a point?
I believe that destroying the Dakhye in Beirut, like we did in 2006, this is a weak point for him. Destroying villages in South Lebanon, it's a weak point for him because at the end of the day, Nasrallah is not only the head of Hezbollah as a terrorist organization. He is the head of a party in the Lebanese parliament. He's a politician in the Lebanese part, not himself, but Hezbollah is part of the Lebanese politics. So they cannot bear a situation that the Lebanese population will say, listen, because this stupid war with Israel, which there is no reason why we are doing it and why we are helping the Palestinians, we're losing. We're losing, people are dying, we are evacuating people from the south. The people are starving in Lebanon. Not because of us, because of the situation, how do you say, kalkala?
The business.
The business, the business situation in Lebanon is very, very bad, very bad. There is no electricity, there is no gas, there is nothing. And now the war with us is the last thing that they need. So as much as we will bring pressure on Nasrallah from the common people to stop this war, you will need to deal with it. It's not something that he can say, well, it doesn't matter and we'll go on.
And to do as you said and attack those villages or the Dachia, would that require a ground invasion, or can Israel do that from the air?
The Dachia should be from the air because it's in Beirut, and no one from us wants to go again to Beirut. But if we will decide to do a maneuver, a terrain maneuver in South Lebanon, it's boots on the ground, and it requires a major part of the IDF to be there. It's an issue.
For sure, these are not easy decisions. I want to go back to something you said previous, that there was a drone attack that made its way all the way to the Golani Junction, and if I remember correctly, that's like south of Tveria, which is far into Israel.
Yes, it's parallel to Tveria, yes.
Are we seeing that as time goes on, they're attacking further and further into Israel? Is that part of the strategy here?
Not yet. They showed us that they can, and we know that they can, but they are very till now they are very they are not doing it because they know that attacking so deep in Israel it will make us to attack them very hard. It's not something that we can live with it.
And what is your sense about the timing of all of this? Is it necessary to finish up in Gaza and then start with the north, or do we not have enough time and things need to pick up faster in the north?
First of all, let me thank you, Steve Waldman, that wrote me economy. This is the word that I was missing. Ask me again. I don't.
In terms of the timing of what's happening.
Timing, yes.
Yeah.
Well, the timing, again, it's not in our hands because we are now, we had to do it a few months ago already. This is Hezbollah is not going anywhere. It's not like Hamas that we can finish them. Also, Hamas, it's very complicated to finish it because it's an idea. It's not only an organization. But Hezbollah is a proxy of the Iranian regime. So it's very complicated. We cannot make Hezbollah disappear. And the war with Hezbollah and the Iranians, it's not something that we can, it will happen. If not today, it will happen next year or in 2 years or 3 years. It will happen because they are here because they say that they want to make Israel disappear from the Middle East. And we are not going anywhere.
Now, speaking about Iran,
it's better to fight now.
For sure. In terms of Iran, the death of the president, the foreign minister, do you think that's impacting Hezbollah operations?
No, it does not impact anything. It does not impact anything.
And I know that the Alma Center put out some findings in the past few weeks about weapons from Iran making their way into Hezbollah. I don't know if you saw that, if you can share a bit about that.
I'm part of Alma, of course.
Right, for sure.
Well, first of all, the guys from Alma, they made an extraordinary work about it. Although all the attack that the Air Force is attacking on the convoys that are bringing ammunition and arms from Iran to Lebanon through Syria, at the end of the day, most of the arms and the ammunition are arriving to Lebanon. And mostly are guided missiles with the GPS and smart rockets with GPS, special ammunition, and also anti-aircraft missiles made in Russia and also made in Iran. So it's getting more and more complicated.
I want to thank all of our viewers who are sending in questions now during this briefing, as well, of course, beforehand. So, Gidi, and thank you, of course, for going through all of these questions. If we could speak a little bit about the drones for a second, that you're saying that the drones is a bigger problem now than the rockets. So what is the next step? Is it attacking the drone manufacturing? It's cutting off supply chains, or Israel just building up better defenses for drones?
Attacking the drones manufacturing, we've done it already. But they have hundreds of drones. Most of the drones are very simple drones that it takes $2,000, $3,000 to assemble this kind of drones. And it's very easy to train people to fly them. Most of them are automatic. You put inside the address where you want it to go, and you fly it, and they go alone. They are small. Part of them, they are smart. They fly very low and relatively very slow. So the F-16 fighters, and it's ridiculous to send, you're sending an F-16 fighter that it costs about $50 million to take down a $2,000 drone. This is before the rocket that the F-16 send, that also it's a rocket that of $50,000 or something like that. So it's crazy. It's not available. So we need to find another solution. There are a lot of solutions that are in work now. One of them that they say that it's almost ready, but it will take a few months. It's the issue of the laser. But there are also the Vulcan cannons, which might be very, very good. Sadly, they are not anymore in the Israeli army. They took them out, and now they are bringing them back. But this can be cost-effective, very good weapon against the drones.
Let me ask you one final question before we close off the briefing, which is really just a question about what it's like to live up in the north right now and the resolve of the civilians who are living there. Do people feel abandoned? Do people say enough is enough, and they're pushing for more activity? What are your thoughts on that?
There are two kinds of population here. The ones that are left in their homes, like me, that we are in the first response unit in the Moshav or in the Kibbutzim. Here in the Moshav, we have 150 people that are living still in the Moshav from 700. We need to take care of them. These are people that are staying here, doesn't matter what happens. And the young people with families, with the small little kids, they are not staying here, and I think they are smart by not staying here. But my family, for example, they are 20 minutes from here in the south, in a kibbutz, and I see my wife once a week on Friday night. Maybe it's good, I don't know. I need to ask my wife, but maybe it's good for her. But really speaking, it's tough. But in the other side, listen, guys, we are fighting for our country. We are patriots and we believe in Israel and we believe that we should stay here. We don't have anywhere to go, anywhere else to go. This is our country and we are defending it.
Colonel Gidi Harari, thank you so much for having that attitude and for defending our country. It's really amazing what you're doing for the rest of us living in Israel and Jews worldwide. So thank you so much. Thank you to all of our viewers and supporters for tuning into this briefing. We will be back with you 10 a.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Here in Israel on Monday morning. Until then, stay safe, stay strong. Take care, everyone.
Bye.